Says it's live.
I'm alive.
We're all
Number
alive.
5's alive.
It's alive.
Come on in. Oh, that was a deep
Frankenstein's
cut.
alive.
That was a deep cut right there. Number 5's alive. To you. Next, you'll be quoting Mac and me.
Ooh.
Anyway, come on in, everybody. We see you out there. I'm just gonna run over and fix my Facebook long enough to
Fix it. I'll tell you how to fix it.
make it public. Yeah, I know.
Throw it in the bin.
Sometimes I feel the same way. We're public now over on Facebook. The chat is live, folks. The chat is live. We're here for Comics by Night. It's the day after July 4th.
That would be the day after Will Smith saved us from the aliens.
That's right. Back when he was a better man. Anyway.
It means you're a catcher, not a pitcher.
Yeah.
Welcome to Earth.
Comics by Night, folks. Here we go.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
That's right. Come on in, everybody.
That's the noise of it.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Too much sense. That boy will never make it in politics. He tells the truth too much.
Yeehaw.
Come on in, folks. Over here in the U.S., it's the day after Independence Day, and we've got some Captain America to take a look at this morning. This Sunday. So happy. Dug this up. This is a collection of Fighting American comics this Sunday. Take a look at Fighting American and Speed Boy by Simon and Kirby. Great 50s stuff. The start, I think, of the off-kilter kind of imagination that Kirby became known for in the 70s. Some great stuff in there. Great villains. Captain America today, just at the start of Kirby and Simon's career. Some great stuff to see. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my work over at arrowcomics.store, where you can find books such as The Fool, Hero Bot Zero, Calico Shard, and even Alice in Chains. Those books I've written. There's also a lot of other products over there for you to take a look at by great creators doing their best to entertain you, doing some incredible work like Hybrids and Soul Tack and Chrome Dog. Go over there and take a look. Arrowcomics.store. Arrowcomics.store. Also joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I spent 40-odd years in graphic design. I've written and published 12 books on different subjects. We've got football, manned spaceflight, JFK, kids' books, travel books, humor books, science fiction, novels, all kinds of things. What more relevant to this show is I've written and published a book about my visits to see Jack Kirby at his home. You can get this on Amazon and New Haven Publishing. And if you want the DVD of the book or thereabouts, just get in touch with me and I can send you a copy. I also publish Comics Unlimited, which is an occasional magazine about comics, 100 pages. That's also on Amazon. We're up to issue 16. And if you go to Fund My Comic, you'll be able to get a copy of my character Hatch's annotated book, which shows lots of published and unpublished artwork, stories about him, how he came to be. And coming soon will be second book about Hatch. So, keep watching Fund My Comic.
Fundmycomic.com, folks.
Yes.
Also joining us this morning is Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
Good morning. I am Russ Leach. I am from the UK and I'm a comic book artist. Been around the block a little bit and done some stuff for Warner Brothers, DC, Marvel, BBC, all kinds of stuff. Characters you'd know and love. Right now I'm working on The Atlantean, which is an extension of the work we did, Randy and I, bringing Robert E. Howard's Cull to life through the Shadow Kingdom, a book that we lovingly put together and went out through fundmycomic.com, and there will be a retail version coming out very soon. But right at the moment, I'm on The Atlantean, lots of sword and sorcery, bar fights, and strippers. It's great fun. If you want to find out more about what I'm doing, more about the work that I've done, you can go to russleach.com, sign up for the email list, and I can keep you up to date with everything that's coming out, all the projects, and sneaky looks at current artwork that's going on in production. So it's russleach.com, sign up for the email list.
Rue Katuk
Hello, Rue.
is in the house. Nice to see you, Rue, for joining us. Today we're looking at Captain America, Golden Age Captain America at that. Off of the omnibus, the ominous omnibus.
Who's the artist on that cover?
It's actually Alex Schomburg, I'm sure, designed it. If not Kirby.
Is it Alex Ross reproduction?
No,
It looks a bit Alex Rossi, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
I don't like his work though that much.
Book design. Book design. Nick Design Works.
Collection edition. Book design, yeah. Nickel Design Works doesn't give cover credit.
it's disappointing.
How could you not put a Kirby cover on a Kirby book?
Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
I'm sure it's a Kirby. It was a Kirby cover for number 3,
Right.
but I don't know who went over and repainted it. It doesn't say here.
When was this published?
Signature. I doubt it's Alex's work though, unless he did it in a hurry. Looking for a pub date here, and I'm not seeing that either. It's got to be here in the copyright. Indicia. 1940. 44. I am not seeing it.
Oh.
I'm sure it's in here. They'd have to go through and recopyright it, right?
Yeah. Never mind.
41, 42. I'm not seeing it at all in here. The type also is really small, so it's a little difficult to read. It's like all these omnibuses. I buy them very sparingly because they're so huge.
Yeah.
Like next to impossible to read when you're sitting on the john.
Too much information,
Yeah.
Andy.
Sorry.
I don't need to know that.
Well, they're damn big, bulky books. It's like, oh, why are you going to make this format for? You know?
I'm going to go in and read a massive book, make sure I get some bran in my food.
Bring a coffee table with you. That's what it is. Classic cover here, Captain America 1. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dave. Dave's in the house. Genuine Comics, folks.
Yo, Dave.
We should have Dave on the program sometime real soon.
Yeah.
Just to show off his stuff.
Dave's got great stuff.
Oh, there you go. It says 2004 under. Is it Roy Thomas's signature? So that's when it'll be printed, is it?
Yeah, probably when he wrote the introduction here.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep. 2004 sounds about right. 20 years ago.
Wow. Scary, isn't it?
Marvel had respect for the work. Yeah. Who hasn't seen that page before?
Yeah. His shoes look a bit odd. Look like he's got his left foot on his right boot. He thinks he's that guy on The Longest Day.
It all looks a bit odd. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's drawn by kids. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not putting it down. Just saying, you know, that's what's great about looking at these older works is you get to see the progression of literally legendary artists.
Yeah.
I love that because I find that more inspirational than their finished work.
Yeah. How they got there.
When they get there right at the end, you're like, that's the beautiful work, and you're looking at it going, oh my god, and dribbling, you know. But you go back and see their early work, and you think, wow, I've got a chance.
Yeah. And then you get to the end, and you realise you don't.
You don't know, but you just look at the first half, and you're like, yeah, this is inspirational. Even Kirby started off somewhere, you know.
Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
What do they say? It's not how you start; it's how you finish. So
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Giggity.
Nice lettering by Mr. Simon.
Little half circle panel here.
Yeah, that panel there with the half circle that you just pointed at. If you look at the head in it, and then into the next panel, it looks like the kind of thing Kirby would have as a villain several years later,
Yeah.
with a silly head on their arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that guy in the next page in the green suit. That's Jack Kirby, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Kirby.
Nice picture of taking a gun out of a drawer, though.
I'm going to say the gun's bigger than the drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did you get that in that drawer?
See,
Ominous.
I don't know whether I can say this or not, but on that fourth panel where it says curios, I thought it just for a moment it said turds.
Oh,
Turds.
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 Yeah.
Go to the turd shop. Yeah. It's injected by the end of the third page.
Look at that. That girl taking the ugly mask off.
Yeah.
Wow. The guy with a cigarette underneath. Fantastic. Look at that. Look at that Steve Rogers on the left. It's like Mr. Fantastic, doesn't he?
Yeah. Nothing
Great
of him.
stuff. Yeah, here too. Any triangles in those arms, you think?
Bless. Stop it.
Look at that dialogue there on that bottom left. It says, "Don't be afraid, son. You're about to become one of America's saviors." Oh, okay then. Just stick this unknown thing in me out.
Yeah.
Observe this young man closely. He volunteered for Army service.
I think Luke should write a chapter of one of his comics called Triangles.
Yeah. A chapter out of
Bro, Luke's not here to defend himself. That's rotten.
I was just asking. Anyway. Dave says the early Captain America shield. Absolutely. Yep. Truth.
They brought that back a little while ago, didn't they?
Oh, they always
So
have to
about
bring it-
4 or 5 years ago, they did a thing where they brought it back. It's
And then thought,
a
no.
really bad idea.
They always have to bring it back every 3 or 4 years just to preserve their copyright.
Oh.
Or because they've run out of ideas.
Yeah.
So, do you know the story behind Captain America dropping the triangle shield? and picking up the round one instead.
Yeah, no, go on.
Easier to draw or something.
No, there was another character out by the people that ended up becoming Archie in Pep Comics called the Shield. And
Right.
the guy's chest was pretty close to Captain America's shield, and Archie sent them a letter bitching. So they swapped the triangle for a circle.
There you go.
Archie do a lot of bitching, don't they?
Well, that one
don't
worked,
get me
didn't
started.
That one worked. That was a good idea.
Yeah. Everybody back during this period was really protective about their stuff. Sent cease and desist orders all over the place, like the Amazing Man court case with Eisner and Superman. Superman defended itself and sent cease and desist around. It was just like Fawcett just totally ignored it and restructured the character and kicked out Captain Marvel with a harder fantasy element and pretty much dared DC to sue him. And it took him through the war, after the war, before DC took him seriously enough to sue him.
Well, if you think about it, there's millions of copies being sold at this point, isn't there? So that's what they were worried about.
Insane money being made, for the time. Yeah, crazy money. Well, it's like this book went through, what was it, 900,000?
Yeah.
I think the print run on it was. Marvel Mystery #1 went through 900,000 on a first print run.
Could you imagine producing a comic today that went to 900,000?
Yeah. And
isn't that what McFarlane did with Spider-Man?
Spider-Man was about 1 million, yeah.
Yeah. The first one to hit that was the X-Men 1, wasn't it, with Jim Lee?
Yeah.
And that's still the biggest selling comic, isn't it?
Well, in the modern age, technically.
In the modern age, yeah.
Yep. Back in the 50s, they were selling 2 to 4 million copies a piece of Captain Marvel Adventures, and Crime Does Not Pay was a really big seller at that point. About the time that Fighting American came out. Bucky goes walking into his tent.
Yeah.
Without knocking. Holy crap.
What you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, young lad. I seem to have dropped my towel.
Yeah.
What's that picture of Wonder Woman doing on the wall? Cap?
Exactly.
I ought to tan your hide. Ooh, okay. Gosh, gee whiz, golly.
Bucky says, "Don't threaten me with a good time." Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh, you found out my secret, so now you're going to have to go into danger, so I could put you at the front of the battle just in case. Yeah. It's like Fred from Super Chicken.
Look at that. And so Bucky's dream is fulfilled as he fights side by side with Captain America against the vicious elements who seek to overthrow the US government.
Alternatively, Bucky's innermost desires are fulfilled when he puts on those skin-tight lycra pants.
Yeah. And then you immediately jump into an advert to send them money.
Send us money now.
Captain America.
For more lycra pants.
Be one of the Sentinels of Liberty. Absolutely.
That's fantastic, isn't it? Is that guy playing the piano on the next page?
This guy here?
No, at the top. At the top. He's playing invisible piano.
Yeah. He's showing off his long fingers. Do you think a pedicure would help?
He's got a big head.
A
lot better than this guy.
Out there, isn't he? He doesn't like his fingers. Wow.
It's got very small feet as well. Eyes. Ah.
Yeah.
Ditko.
He's thinking hard.
It's a Ditko type of thing.
It is.
Wow. Tell us what he's doing. What's it? What do they call it? Remote viewing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Boom. I always find things like this remarkable. See that explosion on the bottom of the page? That tank blowing up. Yeah, it doesn't look much like an explosion. And then the guy who drew it has obviously never seen a tank explode. And then next week, when he comes back from the war, they look just like tanks exploding because he saw it.
You've seen enough of them, yeah.
Yeah, he probably caused a few as well.
See, Sando and Omar right here coming in at the theater.
Yeah.
Boom.
Think. Boom. Oh no.
It's a heck of a run in here.
Yeah.
Not a single holy moly over here. Just a boom and a couple of surprise looks.
Moly.
Yeah. Let's see what Omar has to say. Captain America.
Come back here, you runt.
Somebody Bucky size to beat on. Yeah. That scream came from Sando's dressing room. Well,
These panel layouts are crazy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Coming out of them and
still readable here. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, Kirby's work is just one big fist fight, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know it's
I
going to
love
happen.
comics like that. That's why I bought comics.
Yeah.
A lot of the Golden Age characters were like that, though.
The Gestapo plans the explosions. No, they don't.
Keep credits covered until the FBI arrives. Yes, but
The
wait,
Gestapo plans the escape plans with the Madonna with the big boobies.
Yeah.
So wait, you can't go. I want to thank you. Perhaps some other time. Good night, Miss Ross. Betsy Ross.
You can't go. I want to thank you. Perhaps some other time.
Yeah.
I'm going to suggestively leave across this window.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got something else to do.
Come, Bucky.
A wrecked sparring and a puzzled girl. This is classic, isn't it? Literally classic.
Captain America and Bucky disappear into the night. Behind them, a wrecked spy ring and a puzzled girl. Watch for the next big issue.
Big issue.
Text feature. Who knows who wrote that one? Who's was it number 3? Was
Yeah, I
Stan
think
Lee's
so.
first written prose
Yeah.
piece? Yeah.
I would imagine that Jack or Joe Simon wrote that.
Probably.
I don't think they'd let anybody near it, would they, at the time? Is that the Mole Man?
No.
Hans
Before Mole Man
Man.
here.
Ooh.
It looks like
He's
Peter
funny
Lorre,
little
doesn't it?
geezer. Yes.
You know, X20, you know. Yes, mighty tight.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Imagine Peter Lorre. Yeah.
Because he'd be big at that time, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm. So it's what, 40, 41? No.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
39,
41.
41.
You know what I always find out about Joe Simon's inking on these early caps is the way if you look at Peter Lorre's face, how it's all nicely fine and feather in and really nicely done, and then look at his hands, it's like he's not spent any time on the hands.
Yeah.
And then you get Cap with his lovely fine muscles and everything, and those hands have got nothing on them. And then you drop down to the guy with the skull head, and he's got really nicely feathered hands again and head.
Hands are hard to draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's drawn them, hasn't he? He's only got to do the shading on them.
Oh, I see. You mean just to filling them in? Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Unless of course he just wants you to go to Peter Lorre's head, which I suppose is what it is.
yeah. Don't look at his hands.
Yeah.
Don't look. Too late. She already took a picture.
You're an important man, my dear Abby. Too important for my cause. Too bad you must depart from your friend so abruptly. Admiral Perkins will die tonight.
Ooh, it's a bit ominous, isn't it? A little bit. Ooh, a little bit. Ooh, scary.
Yeah, it's a G.
That guy there, that guy's head there looks like cross between Heydrich and Himmler, doesn't it? The guy with the pointy nose.
Oh, this guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's, typical even German person.
Yeah, big pointy nose.
Some interesting brush inking going on there. Kind of like, reminds me a bit of Kubert, older Kubert.
Yeah.
In technique there.
Yeah, it's nice. Oh, he's dead. Oh no.
It's like you can obviously there are elements that you can kind of look at where some of the composition is a bit squiffy and some of the anatomy and figure drawing is a bit squiffy, but and invariably for the most part the inking is always done with some kind of aplomb. Do you know what I mean? There's always a nice line to it. Even in the early days when there was, it's like the inking seems to have been almost like a partially technical aspect. Do you know what I mean? Somebody taking some pride in doing that inking job, no matter what was underneath it.
Yeah, and not just making it eligible for printing.
Yeah. There was something to it. There was an art to it.
There was to most of it. There's still some of it that was slopped out.
I'd say to most of it. Yeah, I mean, it's not all of it, obviously, but it's just.
I mean, look at that great panel where the guy jumping over the wall, but look at Steve Rogers' legs. See him?
Yeah.
What's he doing there? What's going on there? At the top, above that one, and when they've got above that one you just pointed at. That one. Look at his legs.
Yeah.
He's got Mr. Fantastic legs again. This is this shape of things to come, literally.
I'm feeling a little stretchy.
But it is great that way. He's going over that wall, isn't it? That's really effective. That silhouette.
That super soldier serum kicking in. Yeah. Nice shot of Bucky here.
Pow. Miss me. Boom. Yeah, this was a flaw in those days where they used to do the arrows telling you where to go. That's not very good, is it?
I'm sure that was a device they picked up from some comic strips.
Yeah, it don't work.
There's a lot of the real early comic strips used to be chaotic like that, and they'd have arrows pointing where you were supposed to go next, just to help the reader out.
I also think we're in a. This is early on in the art form.
Very early, yeah.
People are still finding their way, working out how to do this. Even the greats were still, working it out.
Well, by the end of the 30s, you had comic strips were rolling really hard. All of these comic book artists are all influenced by those strips.
Yeah, you had Alex Raymond and all that. Yeah,
Al Foster, Alex Raymond, yeah.
Yeah, but strips. But strips, they're not pages and pages and pages of storytelling, are they?
A lot of times at this point, a lot of times they're full page strips
Right, but
where they get an entire page of the paper for their character or characters. So,
but it's over a period of time, isn't it? I mean, if you've got to do 24 pages or 18 pages or whatever, and you're just doing one page for a Sunday supplement, or even whatever it might be, you've got that more time to put into it and think about it. And like you say, those like Prince Valiant and what have you, it was genius stuff. And Flash Gordon and what have you. That's what these people were looking at, but it was a slightly different beast, wasn't it? Because you had so many more pages to do at a time.
Yeah.
And that's where you can see where the greats eventually, the storytelling, and this is something we've sort of spoken about before, where it's almost like it's instinctual. We talk about accent lines and how your eyes drawn across the page and all that kind of stuff, and most of this stuff they probably didn't even think about, because they'd had years of honing their craft. And back here, this is kind of like, this is where it's all starting in comic books, isn't it? This is where it's really starting to get going, and where you can see people like Kirby learning on the job.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, love that top left hand, popping out of the panels, and that's great.
Oof. Bang, bang. Look at that bottom panel there where he's running. It's like he's skipping along after that car. Yeah.
Woo! Alex Toth, both feet off the floor.
Yeah.
And again, probably comic strip language brought to comic books.
Yeah.
He did a lot of that break in the panel, didn't he?
He's playing around, you could see.
Because he didn't do it much later on, did he? In the Fantastic Four, nobody ever came out of the panel.
Like here, he cut special space to get that hand in.
Yeah. And then above, he's drawn that really nice hand, so he's left that as well.
Yeah.
It's that the whole break in the panel thing is... Sometimes I think, no, don't do it. Do you know what I mean? It's you feel like it's a distraction, and other times you think, no, it's exciting the page. When that, some of that FF stuff and what have you, and some of the early Buscema stuff as well, where it was all on this like 4-panel grid.
Yeah.
And everything was done inside the panels. And yeah, it is a pretty dull, boring panel layout, but they still managed to make it exciting because of the content of each panel.
Oh yeah.
And there's a skill in itself just to say, no, it doesn't matter how many panels you put down the page, what they look like. What you draw inside the panel is enough to excite.
I think that was done because the size of a cinema screen doesn't change, does it?
Yeah. I think there's lots of things that went into it. You're right. Just saying, it is a kind of, it's a constant dichotomy. It's a constant thought process in anybody who's doing sequential art on a regular basis. Am I popping out the panels? Am I making weird shape panels? Should I do that in order to help the page? Is it actually helping the storytelling process? And it's a constant reassessment of everything you do every time you do it. I find that anyway.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a page design. But the story's got to be told, because I had this with an artist when I was doing Indian comics in the 80s. I said to him, what do you do first? And he said, I design the page, the panels. And I said, I don't think it works. His work didn't work that way, because he had a nice page, but you couldn't follow it. You couldn't, it was all over the place, in my opinion. I said, we're telling the story here. We're not having a nice design.
How nice the page looks as a total has got to come second to the story.
Exactly. That guy there with the nice hand who was rolling up his sleeve, that's deceiving because that hand leads you into the wrong panel.
It
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It looks nice.
So it looks nice, but it's not working.
Yeah.
But like you said, Russ, he's working it out and he's doing this on the job,
Yeah.
isn't he? He's learning on
Yeah.
the job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
I
already,
tend to
that's great. Sorry, go on.
go on. No, you go. Go on.
I was just going to say that even by the second issue, the art's a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've improved that much. So sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying
Well-
that the way I do it is I kind of, especially when I've been given a page like the ones I'm doing at the moment that Randy's given me, they're very open ended. They're just like, this happens on this page. Go away and do it. You know.
Yeah.
And actually, it gives me a chance to tell story as well, so I can put extra little bits in of my own choosing, little background elements and stuff like that. But I come at it from, right, what's going to happen on the page? And I start thinking up certain key panels on the page, the content of the panels on those page. And then I think about what the important ones are, the sizes. And then I think, right, how many panels have I got? And then I'll go and draw the panel layout. But that's only after I've thought out where the important pieces are and how big they should be. And then I can say, okay, well, I'm doing a page at the moment where I've got one across the top, then three little ones, and then almost half a page, because it works for what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I had to think about the content before I went to the panel layout. So it's like it's a combination of the two, but that does change. I mean, I had a story recently that I did, and the writer was telling me how many panels were on a page, what was in each panel, and almost the panel layout. Like, this panel's got to be a hero panel at the top, and then you're going to have three little ones, and then you're going to have a broad one across the bottom, that kind of thing, which is very restrictive. I mean, obviously, you've got to do the job. And I hopefully I made it work really well. And it wasn't like the writer was, no, you must do it exactly like I want it to. He let me sort of, if I was to say, well, that panel doesn't quite work that way, you needed an extra panel in here or something, he was totally fine and okay with that. But he'd written it so that this was this is the way I want it. If you can add to that, that's great. But otherwise, do it like this. So you do have, the scripting can be very different from different people and from different editors and what have you. And it does make a difference as to how you approach, how you produce the page.
And that's why the Marvel method is better for the artist.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Better for the experienced artist.
Yeah, but better for someone who's into storytelling and not just drawing lots of lovely illustrations and doing.
You have to know
told.
what you're doing. Yeah, you have to know what you're doing to do the Marvel method, and that's that really obvious.
You have to be the writer, don't you? To
folks
do the
that they had
Marvel.
there. Yeah,
this is the big debate, isn't it? You have to be the writer. It's okay.
I think you have to be a co-writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be a co-storyteller. I think that's what you are as an artist, because you're obviously being given the plot, you're being given the direction of where it's going, and you must put certain things in that the writer has told you to do. Otherwise, it all just falls apart. It just becomes a lot of pretty pictures. But it's, as an artist, as a sequential artist, it's down to you to make sure that the writer's vision comes together, that the plot forms correctly, and then it runs in order. And even more importantly, is that people can follow the story without seeing a script.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Dave Gibbons is so good when he did Watchmen on top of Alamo's, detailed, was it 100-page scripts he'd get for one issue and all this kind of thing?
Yeah.
Double space typing.
And yet, look at the amount of storytelling that Gibbons brought to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, he's got a very upsetting face, hasn't he?
Well, he's
This guy.
He's the mole man's dad.
He's got nice teeth. Did all Nazis have bad teeth?
Nobody had good teeth back in those days. Yeah.
Again, we've got, it's a bit confusing with this out of panel thing.
Yeah.
It's
especially
like on
with
the left,
Bucky standing on this guy's head.
Yeah, on the left-hand page where Bucky, side view of Bucky, and they've had to put an arrow to go the way you normally would, because they've continued that circular panel. If they'd have just not done broken that into the top panel, they wouldn't have had to put that arrow. Because to me, that circle links me to that panel to go down.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it didn't work there.
Yeah.
And that's where the combination of the contents of the panel and the panel layout, working together is really important.
Yeah.
Like as I was saying, like with the later Kirby and the early Buscema stuff, it was much simpler to follow.
Yeah.
And the magic of having those simple panel layouts is that you really can do stuff in the gutter.
Yeah.
You really can, because everyone knows it goes from left to right, down and left to right, and there's no other way of reading it. You can put things in the gutters that you can't put in when you make a layout that's kind of more disjointed or requires you to follow a particular line. Okay, that's not just left to right, down and left to right. So that you can make those things happen in the gutter that you don't need to show and concentrate on the story.
I wonder if it was Stan Lee who told all that Marvel stuff in the 60s to be in that, within the panels.
I reckon it was.
Yeah, because it's throughout the book. It's only later when you got people coming in like Barry Smith who would do different kind of panels.
And Neil Adams.
Yeah, and even Ditko would only use a 649, wouldn't he? Or a
I think you're right. I think that almost definitely was an editorial decision rather than an artistic one.
I think it was just comics of the day more than anything.
Well, that would seem weird because like these comics have things, there's lots. Just in the first few pages of this, there's lots going on, and you'd think there would be an evolution from this, whereas it seemed to just be that the panel layouts became far more static.
Think they were focusing more on storytelling than stylistic choices?
I think the editors were. I think from an editorial perspective, yes, because if you think about it, it did make it much simpler to read. There was no confusion.
Yeah.
The simpler your panel grid, whether it's 9 or 4 or 6 or whatever, the simpler it is, the easier it is to read, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, you go back to the 50s and the EC stuff where the artists got the pages already lettered and grilled out, ruled out. They kept things in the border. This is
that'd be really restrictive, wouldn't it? Receiving
pages
that'd be lettered.
Although it just goes. Sorry, Glenn. It just goes to show. It just goes to show the skill of the people that were working in it.
Exactly. Yeah. But just think how good they might have been if they hadn't have had that restriction. Because they are, we've looked at enough of them. They're superb, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, the first person really to start questioning that was Krigstein. And that one story that ended up in Impact, where he took a 7-page story, I think, and turned it into a 9-page story.
Right.
And it freaked everybody out. They were, he went through and cut things up and retaped up pages and did all sorts of crazy stuff with it. The story's genius. That's why they ended up running it. But, at the time, most artists would have just had their wrists slapped and never given another assignment.
Yeah. I love the way, look at the text there. Ugh, I'll tear you apart, knit mine bare hands. And here comes Hair Captain American fella. I give him special treatment. It's like it's a precursor to Batroc, isn't it? And all that and that Cap stuff. When they speak half German. I said this before. I learned my German in the comic book, in the comics, English comics. Gott in Himmel and all this kind of stuff.
Gott in Himmel.
And the Japanese would always shout Banzai, wouldn't they?
Always. That's all they could say. Yeah,
that's right.
This place is jammed with pleasant surprises. What's next on the menu?
You see, again, top of the panel, he's got the arm going into the panel, the correct panel, and he's got an arrow as well. And I think it leads you anyway. That hand leads you into that panel, and then the other hand leads you into the next one.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only confusion is the hand on the right hand side shouldn't have popped out.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Unfortunately, our reckless friend is helpless. However, allow him to sit in for a game of chess. It's a favorite pastime of mine, you know.
Isn't it what? Look at what Bucky says. Skip it, Cap. Go to work on that bum.
Yeah. Oh, Bucky, you rascal! I thought I'd find you here.
I'll be taking you to the Blue Oyster later on.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy your surprise.
Look at that gun. Where's he going with that gun?
Kicking the table over on him.
Oh, that's like my pal after a game of Monopoly one night. Just because he was losing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind, but he was 29.
If I'd have known I had an audience, I might have sung a few numbers.
Well, I'll be...
Kill the Yankee swine. It's loose, not a second too soon. Now I can bash your head in with it. Man, another account settled for Uncle Sam. Man,
wow.
I can bash your head in with it.
He doesn't really
Sock.
say that, but that's what he does.
Look at that.
Sock. I love that stock.
Let him have it, Fritz.
Let him have it, Fritz.
Ah, dot yank is loaded mit dynamite. Drop that penknife. Imagine with a penknife like that guy's got there. It's like a saber. Boy, look at Cap going to work on those spies. Look at that look on his face.
Boy, look at Cap going to work on those spies. Yeah.
I wonder if that's a thing as well. If you look at his shield, you know, his old shield that he's got, it sort of it loses in the drawing. Like when he's untying him there, where he's kicking the table, the panel underneath, there's kicking the table, the panel underneath. You can't see the shield for a second. It blends in with his costume. But if it would have been round, it would have stood out.
You'd have seen it, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Like a bullseye.
Yeah. Shoot me.
That's what Bucky was for.
Yes. You'll never get me, Captain America. Oh, whack. Ah, bam. A chair's little, isn't it? And suddenly turned to a proper size.
Didn't think that love tap would stop me, did you? Wow. Look at all this action going on. It's a quick little silhouette as they run back to the camp.
Yeah.
Put on your dress uniform, Bucky. Major Fields just invited us to attend another lecture. What? Wish I knew who this Captain America was. Here's the first Red Skull.
With his First World War helmet on.
Yeah.
You know what those bolts are for on a German helmet from the First World War? See those bolts on the side? Do you know what they're for?
No.
They were for to hang your gas mask on.
Oh. Wow.
And then in the Second World War, when they all sort of were clever and realised that the wind would blow that gas back and kill your own troops, nobody used gas, so they didn't put bolts on the helmets.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
Who'd have thunk it, eh?
Yeah,
Really?
Gas.
yeah.
Jesus. It's like,
Look
who'd
at-
have
look
thought
at-
it'd come back with a wind?
Look at that! Look at that trash can. How wrong it is. Look at the bottom of it and the top. The perspective on the. Do you see it?
Oh,
Where he's
yeah, it's all
punching-
over the gaff,
where he's-
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we punched him in the midriff there. Yeah.
He's punched him in the nuts. That's what he's done.
Yeah.
He's dick punched him.
Bucky's short.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing short of what these Nazis deserved. Look at these books in the bookcase. It's not quite drawn right. Pretty quickly.
Well, that's bad as well. Look at that second. Look at the first page, the second panel at the bottom. He's talking the wrong way around. The next panel. He says, "Just a prank, Rogers. There's no such person as Red Skull." But sir, the card from the Red Skull. It's the wrong way around.
Yeah. Maybe the Major's right after all. No one has ever seen this Red Skull. Still feel something's going to happen.
Oh, and he comes through the window like you do.
Yeah.
I heard a noise. You're joking me. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Wow.
Stare into my eyes, Major. Look until you see that.
Oh dear.
Oh, gee.
Oh, gee.
Left without me, eh? Okay. I'll look up Mr. Red Skull by myself.
Come on, Bucky, it's your bedtime. Is that policeman in the next panel Adolf Hitler? Look at that. It's like he's got his moustache.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one will see through my disguise.
Yeah.
Ah, so, Top Cat, you're at your old shenanigans again. I have seen through your file. I will know what you are doing, Mr. Top Cat. Oh, O'Malley.
Raining dirt.
Ooh. Well, I'll be a kid. Bam, wham, pow.
Thank you, ma'am. Loving that jump. Look at that. He's got long legs.
Yeah.
It's amazing how long Kirby's legs used to be.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All his legs are really long.
That knee should have been about there, and the
Yeah.
heel should have been about there. This one, too. Just going to draw
Look
him until we go outside the panel.
And look at that same panel, but look at Bucky. His legs aren't going to his body.
Yeah.
If you sort of feel it, yeah, it's sort of he should be further going out of the panel, shouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
To be fitting those legs.
Should be shorter, too, but that's a whole nother
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. This Red Skull guy is different than the one we got later, isn't he? The character, you know, the
Same character.
No, the same character, but I mean, he's the presentation and the way he seemed to talk, and looking to death, He wouldn't do any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Who's there? It's me, you sap. Get him, boys. Look how straight that guy is that he's socked in the green suit. It's like he's laid out.
Doink.
And the other guys run into the next panel.
Like the action here, though.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. It really is sort of a haymaker shot, that, isn't it? He's out, isn't he? The guy in the green suit. Bam.
So they think they're winning, do they? I'll be back with more murder.
Nuh-uh.
That finishes these babies, all except Mr. Red Skull, who seems to have left. So I see. Well, it's too late to chase him now. Let's get back to camp.
You see that last panel? If that table wasn't there, they could just be asleep, couldn't they? But because the table's upturned, there's been a bit of a ruckus.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
All storytelling techniques.
Yep. Stages.
Look at this. Now, if Stan Lee would have scripted this, that second panel, they'd have been going hop, tup, thrup, foo. Oh no, on fire. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Such a lovely plane.
Plane my eye. What about the men who died in it?
It's like
That's
you've got a
enough, Private
smacking
Ryan.
one.
Fall back in line. Yes, sir. We're not doing anything about it, but Captain America will. Who's been playing Santa Claus?
Yeah. Hello, Mildred. Sorry I'm late. No need to be. I have a surprise.
Came for you today. I'm thinking it's a bomb. Nope, it's a letter.
Come on.
Is this your last night on Earth, Major or General Manor? Already death approaches you. Let's go.
Oh no.
I guess he had a death stare back then, huh? He keeps wanting people to look into his eyes.
Yeah.
And this is still first issue of Captain America, so Skull coming real quick.
Yeah.
His big nemesis, #1.
What was the guy called who created the Red Skull? It wasn't those two, was it? It wasn't Simon and Kirby. It was somebody else, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name.
Not aware.
Let's just have a quick look. See if I can find it.
Yeah. I know there was a blazing skull.
Right, let's look.
Guy whose head was on fire like Ghost Rider.
Franz Heron. Just a minute.
Created
Frank.
Red Skull.
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, a guy called Franz Heron, Jack Kirby, and Joe Simon. Heron was same age as Kirby, born in 1917, died in 1966, age 49. It says Heron. Simon Kirby hired Heron to write stories for their new creation, Captain America. Blah blah blah. Heron and Simon and Kirby co-created the Red Skull in Captain America Comics #1, March 1941.
Okay.
There you go. The wonder of the internet.
And Pearl Harbor didn't happen until December.
That's right. So
Yeah.
this was produced in 1940 as well. Then, if it's 4 or 5 months ahead, so well ahead of
Dated
its
March.
time.
March of
Yeah.
41. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could tell that obviously the Germans were talk of the town, so to speak. You know, the Nazis, with all this influence in this comic, and then and on the cover he has him smacking Hitler, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So it must have been in the air. I'm sure I read somewhere Jack said that they knew there was going to be trouble. They were going to be drafted. It was just a matter of time. And then then Pearl Harbor must have brought it forward.
It wasn't popular in the country, but people knew it was on the way.
Yeah, it was one of the reasons why the organized crime took off again, wasn't it? Because they were going to sabotage the dockyards, and President Roosevelt got in touch with, probably not directly, with Lucky Luciano, I think, and all those people, and to make sure that the unions didn't cause strikes and stuff like that for the war effort. And then they got whatever they got for doing it. Probably not investigated for 20 years until Bobby Kennedy.
Yeah. Which is why they got rid of him.
Yeah.
That was part of the deal with Luciano. He was set free, but he was deported to Sicily, I think. So they sort of let him out of jail. I think that was part of the deal on the docks and things. But he had to leave the country, and he went to live in Sicily. Where he was from. Something like that. Bam! Look at that top left. What a great. I mean, he's knocked him into the next panel, hasn't he?
He has.
But to me, the best part about that panel is he's banging his head on that mirror or whatever it is on the wall. You know, as if the punch wasn't enough. He's gone bang. So he's got a sore head.
And the Red Skull there is it's Mr. Maxon. It was old man Jenkins all along.
Yeah.
We'd have gotten away with it as well if it wasn't for you pesky kids.
Pesky kids. Just shatters that mask here.
So that wasn't the Red Skull, was it?
Not the real Red Skull. No. Yeah.
That's what I was saying before. I think it was the character was different. You know,
that doesn't make sense. What I think's amazing here is that Cap hit him so hard he had to run to get back to him. Back at him. Take a flying lunge. So what? It was to scare your victims out of their wits and then inject this poison into them, making believe you killed them with your eyes.
It's a bit more of a Batman villain, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like the thing with the Joker. Every at the end of every Batman story, there in the Golden Age, the Joker died. He just kept coming back. Red Skull was kind of the same way. He'd always get captured or thrown in jail or whatever, and then he'd be back an issue or two later.
I've lost my screen. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here.
Something's gone wrong.
You're there. I still see you on the camera.
I can't see it. Just a second. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm back again.
Fully blown up there.
I just pressed the
back
wrong
in the
button.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the vernacular in these. Like, it'll take more than you to lick this country. You know, the way they speak, it's great. The fool. Oh no, he's killed himself.
Oh no.
He said, "Why didn't you stop him from killing himself?" I'm not talking, Bucky. Brilliant. So Cap's let him. He's a murderer.
Back in camp, Private Steve Rogers and Bucky relax in their tent. Here's Steve smoking a pipe.
Afterwards,
Afterwards, reclining.
Look at that. I bet somebody's done that, Look at that top panel there. He's on the phone. He goes, "Hello, Federal Bureau of Investigation. This is Captain America. Oh, hello, Cap. What are you ringing for?"
Yeah.
I just take him on face value. It's Captain America.
That's
Nobody
what I mean.
would ring up and pretend to be Captain America.
And he says, "I'm phoning from General Manners' home. Oh, yeah, I know he is. Yes, he's dead. Yes, so is his killer. He committed suicide. Well, see you later."
Yeah. Cut and dry case. You don't have to investigate this one.
Our work is done. Come on, Bucky. Back to the tent.
Back to the tent. Oh no, Cap, not the tent again.
The work of Captain America is never done. As they plunge into new exploits against America's enemies. Watch for next issue.
Look at the letter. Who signed it? He's read it all in caps. Look who signed it. The Führer. Like you signed your name, the Führer.
The Führer.
And he's read it in English in all caps. The Führer. Oh, look at that advert. Wow, how good is that? Look at that. USA.
Featuring smashing action stories. New great heroes of America. Including United States Man.
Yeah.
Headline Hunter.
It says out. It says out about January. It sounds like a Comics Unlimited. Not sure what's coming out.
About January.
It's about January-ish. Oh, it's fine.
Meanwhile, kids, here's an adventure with Hurricane.
He likes that pose, likes drawing that pose, Kirby, doesn't he? That striding thing, whatever he's doing.
Hurricane, son of Thor, god of thunder, and the last descendant of the ancient Greek immortals, returns to Earth because, Thor is Greek, right?
Yeah.
Immortal. Returns to Earth to fight his ancestral enemy, Pluto, the devil, whose horrible crimes have almost ruined civilization. Right there, Murder Limited.
Is Pluto just in his knickers as well?
Yeah.
Could be.
All right.
Mighty warm up there. Cousin Pluto's hand reaches everywhere. He'll release Coast City when I'm finished singeing his claws. That's singeing. Singeing his claws. Yeah. He's going to singe his claws, folks.
Look at that. Look, just go back. That panel there at the bottom, it says, "I'm in quest for a transportation friend. If you mean you want a taxi, hop in, mister."
All that other transportation street's over.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Special guest appearance by Leonard Nimoy here in a blonde wig.
Please, Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
Up with him, Copper. You'll never take me alive, Copper.
Copper.
He looks like one, doesn't he? Does he?
Up with him, Copper. He looks like one, doesn't he, Jake? Uh-oh. Stow your gats, boys. I'm not a copper. I want to see Peggy Pironi. Give me that hat. Taught so. Look at Corky. Look at Kooky. Is that Cokie?
Cokie. He's got coils.
He's got coils. It's not a copper.
Coils.
He's a little Lord Fauntleroy. Actually, he's Leonard Nimoy.
Oh dear.
Because in Greece, all your hair is curly.
Yeah, especially when your dad's Thor.
Yeah.
For a killer, you've got a queer looking pan.
Hey, dum dum, I'm coming.
Oh dear.
Who's the new fish, Piggy? He looks cute. Mike Sapella. Chunky Lewis. Chunky Lewis. He'll work with you tonight. Pleased to meet ya. What's the layout for tonight, Piggy? Oh, yeah. Tim O'Leary knockoff was ordered for tonight. It's a small job. Pays $20.
He looks like the devil, this guy. And look at his wings on his head. Looks like making him like the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it does. Horns.
Yeah.
Good Lord, it's Thor's son. Yeah, anyway.
You just recognize him.
From out of nowhere comes a terrific impact, which sends the bewildered killer crashing into oblivion, a sprawling unconscious mass in a corner of the room. Your
It's
hands
like-
drip with mortal blood.
The silhouette makes him look like Loki, doesn't it?
Yeah. You've made a thriving business out of the foulest crime man can commit, Piggy. The punishment awaiting you will never end, Piggy. Not even after the chair.
I didn't mean nothing, honest. He just tried to shoot him.
After we kill him, we'll take him to Detroit. Yeah.
That's even worse. A fate worse than death.
There's a police commissioner in these things, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's Biggie with wings.
The entrance of the tall, majestic figure in crimson visibly startles the swaying sea of merry makers. Let's dance, honey. Gosh, that man's makeup makes my fresh flesh creep. Hey, boss. This is me, Trigger. It's so only had them sassy stiffs jumping. That's it. Yeah, certainly. That's a certainly. Hey, boss, this is me, Trigger. You certainly had them sassy stiffs jumpy. You look like the real article in that getup.
Do you know what? I love that. Who wrote this? Who wrote this?
Simon and Kirby.
So Simon was a New Yorker, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I find it really fun because you imagine that people that have accents, they don't notice the accent.
Yeah.
So to write it in his own accent like that, I think that is impressive.
It's kind of a hardcore Brooklyn accent. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Will Eisner does that in the Dreamer. He has them talking like this,
Mm-hmm.
and he has some Jewish people talking and saying "oh they" and all this kind of stuff. So I know what you mean. But they wouldn't all be speaking like that anyway, would they? Because they're all, with the fresh immigrants, weren't they? So that have all their own accents and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at this. He's got that. Looks like he's stuck his wings through his head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just instead of to the side.
It's a little tiara there. It's got least they're not flapping like a hummingbird. He's got wings on his ankles too.
Yeah.
Still doesn't get cold though. Now I'll attend to you, you bloodthirsty little toad.
That girl that guy's caught there looks
Yeah.
like a beautiful dreamer out of the Forever People.
Yeah. Thunderous roar fills the great ballroom. The terrified socialites find themselves witnessing a battle not meant for mortal eyes. The Vanderpont mansion resounds deafening, blood-chilling battle cries. Hurricane and the devil rush each other in a furious head-on charge. The entire universe seems to explode with the impact of the two colossal figures. You're doing real cosmic stuff even back then, huh?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, mortal spectators cringe and tremble. The Titanic struggle rages with the fury of 1,000 thunderstorms. My job here is done. I'm running off now. Yeah. Should close their case at Reagan. Yet somehow, the queer, fantastic side of it still baffles me. Maybe it isn't meant for us to understand. The gang is smashed, the case is closed. This Hurricane's further adventures, the next exciting issue. Followed by the adventures of Tuck.
Cave Boy.
Cave Boy. Yeah.
The last of the shaggy ones.
Yeah.
Called him Tuck, but the boy didn't realise that Tuck meant Avenger. How would he know that? 50,000 years BC. Attilan, we've seen that before, haven't we?
Yeah. Your body sags with weakness, old one. Yet your one eye is alive with words yet unspoken. Speak, wise Ack. His name is Ack, a.k.a. Know you, cub, that old Ack's body weakens fast. The long sleep may overtake him this very night. Listen sharply to his story. Hear every word. This news saddens me greatly, old one. I await your story. We all await his story. Wonder who come up with that name, Tuck.
He looks like the guy from the previous story, doesn't he?
Yeah, I was gonna say it could almost be Kazar.
Yeah, with coils.
Yeah. More obvious Foster influence here. Maybe
Yeah.
a little Tarzan work.
Yeah.
Influence in there.
Oh dear. Looks like he's hurt.
Attacked by a lion.
Oh, she's died. Oh, no.
It's only a hairless cub. Good enough. I'm hungry. Gorix. Brain eaters. Tuck thinks and acts quickly. One of his attackers hurls toward the earth below. The other Gorix seizes a boy's hair in brutal grasp and raises his knotted club for the death blow. Above them, strong fingers draw taut a giant bow. The arrow finds its mark in the hairy body of the Goric. That's real Tarzan right there.
Yeah.
All right. Look at that.
Yeah, a lot of Tarzan going on there.
Yeah. Don't miss the next exciting issue in which Tuck and Tanner, the crew, Kroll, Magnan, find fabulous Atlantis. Oh, they're going to run into Submariner finally.
There you go, Hitler again. So Bucky's tied up.
Captain America too. He jumps into this, gets a circular sword or a shield right off the bat. Yeah. On the cover.
I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not, but it looks like Sid Shaw's inking that cap, doesn't it? I don't think it is though.
I'm sure it's Simon.
Yeah.
April, they were going monthly. Right off the bat.
Wow.
Knew they had a hit. A lot of thin lettering or inking here.
Yeah.
Ageless Orientals who wouldn't die. They can't be killed. It's the only sound Betty Ross could pry.
Betty Ross.
Blind man's lips. Yeah. It's Betty Ross.
Is that? Sorry, but was she in? She was in the Hulk, isn't she?
Yeah,
Yes,
much later.
The Hulk love interest, yeah.
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
It was, maybe her grandma or something.
They obviously
mama.
recycled the name, didn't they?
Thunderbolt Ross. Well, Betsy Ross is a big American icon. She's the one who made the initial flag. Mystery of the Deathless Monster, trapped in the Nazi stronghold, Captain America, and the wax statue that struck death. And then Took, Cave Boy in the Valley of the Mist, and Hurricane, Master of Speed, Devil in the Green Plague. Not quite as heavily inked here.
Yeah.
A lot thinner line used. Which makes you wonder how much of this work is shot off the original and how much has been retouched and traced over.
Well, there was an interview with Kirby in Comic Scene, I think it was years ago, and he said that Joe Simon would do the lettering, obviously, and then would do the inking. But sometimes Jack would make the line thicker if he felt he needed it.
Okay.
So maybe this is just Joe Simon inking.
Yeah.
And Kirby's not had time or whatever to get his brush on it. But he said they used to swap the pages between each other, and they'd see something, they'd fix it. They wouldn't tell the other one, they'd just do it, you know.
Right.
A lot of murder in these Captain America comics, and this guy's been strangled now.
Well, all of these books were vicious back then.
Yeah.
And nobody thought anything of it. You know, they came all come off of radio. You know, it's got people dying violent deaths and doing all sorts of crazy
Don't
stuff.
forget that Wortham had a point, because don't forget when after all these came out, there was actually a war.
Yeah.
So that must be what he thought, because you know Genghis Khan's men were watching lots of videos, weren't they, and reading comics.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Video nasties and rock and roll. That's what drove all Genghis Khan's men.
Yeah, they were listening to Elvis, weren't they? And Led Zeppelin. Look at
all the devil's music, right?
Yeah, look at that great pose at the bottom where Cap's on the first page, where Cap's running towards you. Isn't that fantastic? Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
It's a very classic pose.
Yeah. He's already, and if you look above that to the left, where he's hitting that guy, where he's going, the green guy was thumping him. with his fist up at that one. Yeah, if you look at the pose of Cap, he's already doing that animation thing, isn't he? He's showing the end of the punch.
Yeah.
Whereas Kurt Swan would just show his hand on somebody's chin, and he would,
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I mean? He's showing the action. You can see it's the end of the action, isn't it? That punch.
Dynamics.
Yeah.
Probably second nature.
Yeah. Well, that's watching a lot of films, isn't it?
Great. Yeah. Posing here too. Me too. I haven't finished my job yet. It's a little better.
What's he doing with his leg on that bottom left panel there, Bucky? It's like he's tap dancing over the one panel over.
Here?
Yeah, look at his leg. It's like he's doing a bit of tap dancing.
It's twisted.
He thinks he's Donald O'Connor.
Yeah, it's a little twisted there, stepping back. Makes Steve look like a giant.
Yeah. A scream. E.
Interesting angle here. Gun in front. It's them zombie Orientals. Light green. Look like aliens.
Yeah.
An old story. That fellow lives on hot lead.
What do they look like?
Take that, you big lug. It's a Asian swearing. Is that what that is? Stupid dope. Go into that. You can't. Nearly revealed my secret. The secret of how to actually kill you. Kill you huge masses of ignorance. The next one who defies my orders will meet the same fate. I'm the only man in the world who knows what caused his death. And before anybody else finds out, I'm going to cash in. Rob the banks, kill the cashiers, do anything to get what I'm after. He's pretty
He's
determined.
telling you how evil he is there.
I want money, money. Yep. Reign of terror. Doctors are caught in a maelstrom. Death and destruction. Looks like a job for Captain America.
There again, that pose for the action. Wham.
Yeah. Holy smoke, they've got Cap. So now we come to the torture part of our program. Guess you're wondering where my pets come from and why they can't be killed. Ha ha! I can tell you that much. First, that small cannon near you is my threat to make them obey me. Are you puzzled? Well, let me continue. A year ago, Finley and I trekked deep into Tibet, good old Finley, in search of what the natives called walking mountains, a tribe of huge men that have lived for centuries and that couldn't die. Then one morning, we were unexpectedly attacked by the giants. Giants and bullets can't stop them. Looks like they're in a pickle. HR in the house. Glad to have you here, HR. Folks, really, we're seeing really good numbers this morning. We're very glad you're here. We're looking at the Golden Age Captain America. This is issue number 2. Fighting large, immortal Orientals. Look at that. sprawled body. Quick jump here. Try again, boys. You missed me that time. Oh, he's swinging. Meanwhile, Captain America has his hands full as he fights desperately to ward off the giants of the Orient. Yeah, he knocks them all over and then goes, set him up in the next alley. Stop that man, you fool. He's heading for the cannon.
Stop that man, you fool.
There's an alley-oop. Oop. Let's go, Bucky. We're going straight through for a touchdown. Come and get it, you big stiffs. Great stuff.
Whack.
Yeah. Bop. Like that cannon. Like that cannon, Bucky. Hold on, here she goes. Boom. Deafening explosion shatters the lifeline of the giants. And in horrible agony, they crumple in death. Who knew it would be a loud noise that would do the trick? Look at that crazy lettering here. Pretty big.
Look at what he says there. He says, holy mackerel, look at all those dead giants. You know, like you do. You know?
Like you do. Whoever did this certainly did the country a big favor. Say, this guy's a big banker. His name's Benson. Sure, he was the leader of them giants, betcha. Good thing he got it in the fire. Saved the government an electric bill. Hey, look over there. That's a Captain America guy. I'll bet he and his sidekick cleaned up those giants. Back at camp, Captain America once again becomes Private Rogers. Goes about his work as a good soldier. Shh. And they'll think we've been working here all the time. Oh, another misplaced balloon. Bucky says, look who's coming.
How many weeks is it going to take to peel those spuds?
Yeah. Calls him a blinking loafer.
Yeah.
Listen, you blinking loafer. How many weeks is it going to take you to peel them spuds?
I'm
Get
going
to
out
work.
with the girl.
Yeah. Shut up, he says. Yes, sir.
He hasn't said anything, has he?
They only army. Rogers would be a good soldier if he had Captain America's qualities. Yeah. It's just a slouch.
Let's go out and look for more trouble. Yeah.
Look for more trouble and adventure. Lead the way, Cap. I'm right with you. Yeah. Captain America would like to hear from you. Write and tell him how you like this book. Address your letters to Captain America.
Wow.
There's even a message from Captain America.
Sentinels of Liberty.
Now it's assigned Simon and Kirby, but this doesn't look a lot like Kirby, does it?
No.
I mean, it's a nice illustration, but yeah.
And you look at Cap's leg, it was a long, he did that long limb thing
Yeah.
that Russ was saying earlier. Yeah.
Bucky on his hands and knees tripping the Fuhrer there.
Into the waist.
Yeah. Trapped in the Nazi stronghold. Oh, there you go. Cap dresses up as a woman. Now we're going to Europe. Oh, shucks.
Oh my God.
Little
Oh,
Lord Fauntleroy there. Hold still, Bucky. First, I'm going to dress you up. What's this? What you doing? Then I dress myself up. Ouch. Easy with that corset. Now we're going to Europe.
Oh dear.
Ah, shucks.
Yeah, those long legs again.
Yeah, shucks cap. I wanted to wear the dress.
Yeah.
By gum, where'd they come from? Could swear they remind me of someone. Look at that. Oh, Granny, look at all those beautiful waves. Well, I'll be it. Henry Baldwin. Baldwin's dad. How's that for prejudice? That guy coming towards us looks like a fifth colonist. You know, thought we weren't supposed to do that. Yeah. Whack. Tra-la-la-la-la. He punches him in the face.
See, Bucky Baldwin is on board and is being followed. I'll say, and boy, am I glad to get out of this Fauntleroy sissy suit.
Sissy suits.
And they're not going to guess their identities when the woman and the boy disappear and Captain America and Bucky are there.
This way, Bucky, time for Captain America to go to work. Hello, ratsies. Ditto.
Ratsies.
Yeah, he calls them rats. Hello, ratsies. We got him, Cap. Hey, what's going on here?
How can he? Where can he be on a plane? You can't find him. Where can he be?
Henry Baldwin on this plane?
Well, in Air Force One, they took a whole movie to find the president.
I haven't seen that. Where was he?
Oh, I don't know. Downstairs in the kitchen or something.
Jump right back into their costumes too. And here's an angry picture of Adolf here.
Ooh.
The whole world expects you to sign the pact mit Britain. Dot in return will cause the rest of Europe to fall in line mit der democracies, but you will not. You will not sign their pact.
I didn't know that you could speak German, Randy.
You will sign mit Mussolini. That will swerve Europe to our side, leaving their democracies trapped. Yeah.
I'm truly impressed.
Just love the dialect there. Their tag has arrived last night. My mightiest blitz is ready to be hurled at the world. The plan must not fail. And this balloon here is pointed at his knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's his knee talking. Henry Baldwin found.
Look at that with a pipe. Look at that at the top. Smoking
Back in their girly dress. Yeah. It looks like Steve Rogers dressed as a woman here.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Must be clever.
With a monocle. Has he got a monocle?
He's got a monocle, yep. And a square chin.
Monocle and a pipe and a wig.
For no reason at all, other than he can.
Exactly.
When you cap, you can do what you want.
He's always at his best when he's dressed as a woman.
It's like Tootsie when he says it was the better part of him or something, doesn't he?
There you go. Yeah.
Why, it's Captain America. Curses.
Henry Baldwin always carried his cane in his left hand. You hold it in your right hand. Curses.
Oh.
There's Alec Baldwin firing the gun for the car.
Yes. You'll never talk after this dose of lead. That's right.
I should have been at the Edinburgh Fringe.
The dirty Nazis. Come on, Bucky, after them. With the strength of the 2-ton truck, Captain America and Bucky bring the sedan to a halt. Whoa, Nelly! He just grabs it and stops.
Oh, Nelly.
Now, come out of your hole, ratsies. Smack.
Oh, you can imagine having a laugh when they were doing this, can't you? I hope they weren't serious, you know. When they
I bet they were serious though. They were taking this stuff, you know. It's just great, serious, you know, material at that point. It's just funny now. It's so campy. How old was Kirby when doing this? He was in his late teens, wasn't he?
No, it'd be 23, 24.
23, 24.
Yeah, he was born in 1917, so this is 41, probably drawn in 40, so he's probably 23.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't leave, Captain America. England needs you. Where's the real Henry Baldwin? Blimey. Blimey. Look at that! Look at that soldier with that with his Busby on. Oh dear! With his American Civil War cross straps on his uniform, and he's got a Busby on, and his little soldier's turret thing that he stands in.
They had a concentration camp here in the Black Forest.
Oof.
What he says, that's crazy. But little they knew at that point.
They were right, weren't they?
Right. Well, they were probably ushering Jews into camps at that point, weren't they?
Yeah, they started in 1935.
Yeah.
Long before the war started anyway.
Nobody knew how bad it was in the camps
until later. That's the frightening thing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a theory that they did know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a theory that they did know what was going on. They just chose when to release the information.
Gotcha.
Well, after the war, they had Hitchcock film it all, didn't they?
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock filmed it, and they didn't show it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Because it was
It is quite disturbing footage. It is very disturbing footage.
Yeah. It's just interesting that they got Alfred Hitchcock to do it. You know, he's sort of the leading English director at the time, wasn't he? And he went over there and he filmed a lot of it.
At the time, a lot of those guys were doing that, the what they were trained to do for the war effort. Anything that they could, you know, their specialty.
Like Burgess Meredith showing you how to clean your 45.
Yeah.
Get back in that ring.
I like the way that the guy with the machine gun shouts, "Who goes there?" in English, you know, like you do.
As you do. Yeah. Meinen, Gotten, Gitten, Führer, Dicken.
Far left, bottom panel. Far left. Bottom, next panel there. Who goes there? The machine gun.
Says we're the Smith brothers, and we've come to pick a bone with some stormtroopers. Where'd they come from? No time for questions. Cap, get up and at him. Well, Yahoo!
Yahoo!
See that panel there where he's saying Yahoo, where the way Cap's laying across him, that's later in Captain America as well, isn't it? Where he's fighting a lot of Germans. That same kind of pose where he's laying into about 10 of them. In Tales of Suspense.
Quick, Cap, get that trooper's hand grenade. Cap gets it and tosses it. It explodes.
What is it now? Dot Yankees in camp, Captain America. Dot Yankee Schwein. Would upset my plans. That's a good one. That's like, that panel there where he's saying "That's a good one" it's Inglourious Bastards, isn't it? That's a bingo.
That's a bingo.
That's a
Buongiorno.
You've got to let me go. First, I've got you your cannon. First, give you during cannon death. come here during the watch their execution. Ah, a pleasure, mein Führer. Ready, aim, sputter. Fire. Greetings, gentlemen. Hi, Adolf. They're Yankees fine.
Oh dear, this is brilliant, isn't it?
Within split seconds, the morning wail of the attack signal is heard. The infantry charges up and swift mechanized units rumble forward to answer the call.
See, even then, Kirby was drawing tanks that don't exist, but you know exactly what it is.
Yeah. Dreaded Stuka dive bombers plunge earthward to join in the Fuhrer's personal blitzkrieg against Captain America. He got the whole Nazi army's after us. Too true, Cap. Look out, Cap. Here comes a dive bomber. Serve the fatherland with Captain America on toast.
This is brilliant, isn't it? Look at that. Wow.
A moment later, Captain Bucky take control of the plane.
Look at that drawing there. We've got the stick cap. Look at that.
That's a stick. That's
Look at
not
that.
suggestive at all.
Where's this? Which bit? Oh, which bit?
First page, second panel.
Yeah.
Moments later,
Hello.
Captain Bucky
You smell lovely.
control of the plane. I've got the stick, Cap. Can you pilot this great, Cap?
Oh dear.
No, but there's nothing like learning.
You smell of Germany and fresh underwear.
Run for your lives. Oops, I'm afraid I can't handle this winged bronco, Bucky. Those Yankees are devils. Crash.
Look at that. You get the big one, Adolf. I'll get the little guy. No, Herman, I'll get the little guy.
Suddenly, Bucky tears forward. Bucky tears toward both of them. Not to argue, boys. You can both have me.
Oh dear. Oh, terrible, isn't it?
Are you satisfied? Whoosh, oof. Good work, Bucky. Good work, Bucky, my lad. Now we'll get Baldwin.
I've forgotten all about Baldwin.
Where am I? Germany, Mr. Baldwin, and we'll have you in England before long. Hey, Cap, planes. It's the RAF.
It's the RAF flying American planes.
Yeah. Answering Captain America's signals, the British planes. Chance of landing. This way, you guys. We're saved. They're back in camp being belittled again. Here comes Rogers and the kid. I've got a little surprise for them. AWOL, eh? I'll show you monkeys. You can't loaf in this outfit. Into the guardhouse with you for a week. Shut up. Yes, sir.
So he answers him. He tells him to shut up and he answers him.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
And a week later. Yeah.
later that week. Look at this.
It's the wax statue that struck death. How are we looking for time?
Look at
We're
those.
about 15 minutes too.
In that first panel there, that guy to the left with the knife at the cap, look at the folds. They're really Ditko folds, aren't they, in those trousers?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thick
Yeah.
folds. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if it could have been.
Hmm.
Oh no, this is long before Ditko. He didn't come in until the 50s. It's about 10
Right.
years.
Ditko
Right.
just read the comic.
Ditko's a
Yeah.
kid at this point. Yeah, he's reading the
Yeah.
comics.
Of course, yeah.
We should probably stop it there.
Yeah, okay.
Should we do more Captain America next week?
We've got to do. This is brilliant. This is the best stuff we've had for ages.
Oh, okay.
This is great.
you want to continue on, I'm all for it. So we'll
Yeah,
pick
let's
up
do
where
it.
right there in the middle of issue number 2.
Yep. If both of you are happy with that, I'm quite happy to do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good to go. Yeah.
It's good fun.
Yeah.
It's great to look over this stuff. And that's what we keep saying on the show. You know, it's the old stuff is great, and there's so much gold out there for you to find and discover. You just have to go looking for it. So you get a chance, pick up an old omnibus or an old collection and take a look. You'd be surprised at the quality. This is HR says, what year is this comic? It's 41. It's dated for April of 41. Masterful action. They very fluid. It says, where there's someone close to his action at the time, all were very stiff in the era except Eisner. No, everybody had their own, individual style on this. Not everybody was as stiff as you're thinking. People always have these preconceived notions of what a golden age book was like or written like, and they really haven't taken the time to look and to enjoy this stuff like we're doing. Sure, so a lot of it comes off as campy and hokey nowadays, but at the time, this was serious stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of these artists were coming off of, wanting to do comic strips and wanting to do their best stuff, but they were caught on a hard deadline that they had to bring this material in by a certain date. It's the Action King early. Yeah, he figured it all out. He was working on it. He goes, gets like all artists, they get better as they go along, It's a lot of really great stuff here.
It's
So
lovely.
yeah, more. Go ahead.
No, just saying it's lovely stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of fun. More Captain America next week, folks. We seem to be on a Kirby kick right now. So
well, things could be a lot worse.
Yep. And if you think this stuff was crazy, just wait until Sunday when we take a look at Fighting American.
Ta-da.
It says 1950s, Fighting American and Speed Boy. Simon and Kirby at the peak of their abilities, doing this book for Harvey as kind of an imitation of Captain America, but a lot more satirical. Great stuff on the way, folks. We'll be looking at this on Sunday, 9 a.m. Sunday Funnies. So I hope you swing back by and take a look there. Like it says, the Simon and Kirby classic, Fighting American.
It's nicely inked, that. It's a nice thick line.
Oh, it's the whole, it's all beautiful.
It's got
the
a bit
characters.
of Steranko to it.
It does, yeah.
Yep.
It does. And the design as well with the flag and it.
This is right at a prime point. Well, this was designed later, probably in the early 2000s when they released the book. But,
it's probably based on Steranko then.
Yeah, this picture here is cut right out of one of the stories. So, Fighting American on Sunday. Next Friday, more Captain America here.
Nice.
It's for Comics by Night. There's a lot of stuff to look at. This particular omnibus covers the first 12 issues of Cap, and not all of it was Simon and Kirby because I think they were fired around issue 10.
Yeah,
but we'll take a look as far as we want to go on this book. Oh, nice. And then once we're through that, maybe we'll take a look at
yeah, we've got to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Great Western stories, also by Simon and Kirby, done about the same time as Fighting American. So
that design of that cover that you're showing there is very Wally Wood type of space cover, isn't it? With that girl in the tube and all that kind of stuff.
A lot of those Golden Age covers, especially the ones by Alex Schomburg, were crowded like that and had a lot of torture and captivity in it. Just some crazy stuff. Levi's in the house. It's an excellent show this morning. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Levi. Thanks everybody for being by here early. If you're early, going to get up at 5 a.m. here on my time, you're always welcome to stop by. Make sure you hit that like button, that love button. If you enjoyed this program, tell your friends. We're archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt, the Randy Zim YouTube channels, and most especially over at the Indie Comics Network, where all of our archives are over there. And we've been doing this for about the last couple of years, looking at a lot of great sequential artwork. And we are archived over at those places for your listening and viewing entertainment. So if you enjoyed this program, tell your friends, like and subscribe wherever you're watching us from, and leave us a note. Let us know if there's anything out there that you want us to cover and to take a look at. There's so much great sequential artwork out there. We will be running for years and not cover the same thing twice.
Yep.
So, probably decades at this point.
On that, just as an end, that logo there, in that the underlighting, fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like it reminds me of like a King Kong film type of thing. Where they used to do that fantastic lighting on those early black and whites.
Yeah, it sure does.
Really brilliant. It's really clever.
HR says comic school studies. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
That's what we like. That's what we think about it too. A lot of this stuff inspires us and gives us ideas to make our work better. That's why we do this, or part of the reason why we do this. That and the fact that we love this stuff so much. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on these podcasts on Luke Stone on Thursday, this one on Friday mornings with Randy and Russ, and on Sunday afternoons too. You can also find me on Facebook and Twitter, all the usual places. But if you go to Amazon, you'll be able to see lots of my work on there, lots of books and magazines. So put my name in Google and you'll find me.
There you go. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at russleach.com. Sign up for the email list. You'll get little bits and pieces about the current project. There's one at the moment. If you want to just share the screen, you can see some of the early artwork.
Oh, look at that.
There's the bar scene.
Oh,
A lot of dancing going on there. And moving forward, there's it's forward in the plot. We get the girl, and then a fight breaks out, which is what I'm on at the moment. Which is absolute carnage. There's a big Barney in the bar. So this is great fun to draw. It's a great fun story that Randy's put together. And if you want to see more of it, then just make sure and keep up with it at russleach.com and sign up for the email list there. There you go.
All right. Just adding my name here. There we are. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my material over at arrowcomics.store, where you can find books like The Fool, which is a urban superhero fighting street crime with practical joke weapons and an odd suit made out of rags. Anybody he ties up for the cops, he takes a section of their clothing as a trophy and adds it to its action duds. That's The Fool. He's available over at arrowcomics.store and also over at fundmycomic.com, still for a very limited time. HeroBot Zero is over at arrowcomics.store. Calico also over there. Great artwork by C. Michael Lanning here. Nice fantasy story of a collection of characters: an elf, a fairy, Amazonian centaur, and a talking cat as they go to put their world back together again. Plus, Paragon is over there as well. It's another superhero character of mine that I'm especially proud of. It's got a great twist ending to the story. Nice, all single issue stories, folks. None of this stuff's continued. It's all meant to be enjoyed in one sitting. So go over to arrowcomics.store and enjoy those, please. You'll be happy you did. This is the Fool Tarot card. Yeah, we're going to do a cover on like that one of these days and put the Fool inside of the Fool Tarot card. Be a lot of fun. All right, folks, I think that's it for today. We'll see you on Sunday. We hope you had a great 4th. Hope you still got all your toes and fingers and that you and your friends didn't end up in the hospital too much. So anyway, we wish you the best. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah,
See ya.
that's
All right.
what done. Yeah.
Take care, everybody. See you soon. I think that's everything, right? We covered everything. Buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours. Go over there and take a look at fundmycomic.com. Look for Hatch Annotated there, as well as a bunch of other really great campaigns. We can't recommend that to you enough. And again, tell your friends if you enjoyed this program. We deeply appreciate you being here, no matter when you listen to us or when you see us. When you catch us, if you enjoyed this, tell your friends. HR has a lot of little explosions going on here. Full tarot card, a couple of signs, Pentel Matte Hop. Okay. So check them out. Absolutely. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
See you next time on Comics by Night.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need
It's never a show.
total concentration.
Total concentration.
Once again, this time with theory.
If you look at something and there's nothing there, what's the difference of figuring out what it was in the first place?
Taste the biscuit, taste the goodness of the biscuit.